Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm cracking into the 2023 Estee Lauder Holiday Blockbuster. I drove 2.5 hours to buy this yesterday. I don't have a local department store. This isn't available at my Ulta yet. And if I wanted to wait for shipping, it would have taken like another week and a half. I was like, no, drive. So okay, there's very few things that I'm willing to do that for. There's a lot of new releases. I'll wait for it to come in the mail. But this had me. Oh my goodness. I didn't know the bag is velvet. Look how pretty the bag is. Oh, this might be my new favorite bag ever. Here's what the inside of the box looks like. They did also put a couple of products in this inside little zippered pocket here. But I mean, the bag itself is so beautiful. All right, let me pull everything out. The Blockbuster is always a purchase with purchase, which means you need to make an initial purchase before you can purchase this box. This box on its own costs $85, but they say it has a $615 value, and that's retail value. So let me show you the skincare items that you're getting in here. You're getting their famous Advanced Night Repair. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on. This is the little brown bottle that everybody loves. And I've seen so many people talk about the efficacy of this product. I don't use it frequently enough to get the results that other people do, but if you are a die-hard Advanced Night Repair fan, you're gonna know how good this is. This is one of those products that is lightweight, I feel like it's moisturizing, but it is not overly heavy. Once it sinks in, it doesn't really feel like there's anything else on my skin, and it doesn't really take a long time to do that. So the Advanced Night Repair Serum has hyaluronic acid, has antioxidants, it has peptides in there, and it's supposed to increase firmness, increase radiance, reduce the look of fine lines, and provide up to 72 hours of hydration. I feel like sometimes those claims like 3 days of hydration is a lot from one application, but it really does have a lot of hydration in here, which is really good for the skin. All right, there are a couple of other products that I'm not gonna show you. One of them is this. This is the Gentle Eye Makeup Remover. This isn't my favorite eye makeup remover, but my teenage daughter loves this. She's gonna get this. Here's something I'm really excited to try. Their Advanced Night Cleansing Gelée. This has 15 amino acids in it, and is one of those products that I think this is new to their night repair line. I haven't tried this yet. I will use this tonight as I'm taking my face off at the end of the day. I'll use a cleansing balm, and I'll use this for my second cleanse. Here's something else from the Advanced Night Repair line that I know I like and I've used so many times. This is the Advanced Night Repair Eye Supercharged Gel-Creme. This is one of those products that I feel like every time they kind of oh, look at that. That is satisfying. You don't need a lot. I'm just gonna take what's on the lid here. This Advanced Night Repair Eye Cream is one that I have used multiple times. It is hydrating. It is one of those that sits well under makeup. That is a huge thing for me, especially in my under eye area. And you need very little of it. I feel like if you put too much on, sometimes you can have too much hydration under the eyes, which doesn't work well with concealer, foundation, powder, and other things like that. But I feel like this is great. And I feel like after just like a minute and a half of me lightly tapping it in, I don't even feel it on the surface of my skin, but my skin does feel hydrated. I've been struggling in the last year, especially with dryness and kind of an increase in the visibility of the fine lines. I feel like the fine lines are there. They're just kind of like, guess what? There's nothing you could do to get rid of them. And I like the way that this sits on my skin and the way that it feels. They also include a full size of their Revitalizing Supreme Plus Face Cream. This is one of those that first of all, I love that they are now putting it in a refillable jar. So you can go and buy just this and put it in your little container here, and you don't have to buy the full size. And it clicks in, and it doesn't ever fall out because it kind of clicks and twists in, so it's not gonna fall out on you. But this is one of those products that is really, I feel like this is probably specifically made for people who either have a drier skin type or who are dealing with signs of aging, because this is going to bring hydration. I feel like my mom, who is in her early 70s, Although she likes this, she can't use this during the day because she has an oily skin type. And she's still producing enough oils on the surface of her face that this is too much glow for her. And it doesn't allow her makeup to sit well. So always think about the skin type you have when you're thinking about getting one of these sets. Are these products going to work for your skin type? And they're trying to put not only their most loved and most recognized in here, they're also trying to make sure that they're picking formulas that are going to work for the widest range of people. And this one I feel like is going to work for me because I have combo skin, but as the weather cools off where I live, I definitely feel like some of that dryness is coming through. I'm not particularly dry, but right now I don't feel dry at all. I feel like my skin is so plump, so juicy, super happy. They do have one travel size item in here. This year there's 11 full size and one bonus travel size. This is from their fragrance Beautiful Magnolia. This is a hand cream. I already have fragrance on today, so I don't think I'm gonna put this on, but this is one of those products. This may not be a good idea. I just squirted a little bit out. It's very light. Even though I've never smelled Beautiful Magnolia before, this definitely has a scent of Estee Lauder fragrances. Now, if you're as old as I am, I'm almost 50. I feel like growing up, going to department stores for fragrance, for cosmetics, there was always a ton of Estee Lauder fragrances. And I feel like there's something in the way that they're formulated that they hit the nostalgia button in my brain. I'm not saying this smells like fragrances of old, but I feel like if you were to, spray a whole bunch of stuff and say, okay, who do you think makes this? I would be like, is that an Estee Lauder fragrance? It does have kind of like that nostalgic Estee Lauder feel, but it is very light. It is very floral, and it's not too heavy, but that's just in the hand cream. If you already have this fragrance, you'd probably like to have one of these to keep with you as you go about your day. All right, I'm gonna throw on some SPF, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll put on the makeup products. When you go to choose your holiday Blockbuster, there are two options. One is a warm option, and it has warm eyeshadows, warmer lipsticks, as well as lip glosses. And there's a cool option that has more nudes and pink lipsticks, as well as cooler toned lip glosses, and then more silvers and pinks in the eyeshadow palette itself. But you are getting 6 eyeshadows in this. I'm gonna start by picking up this lightest shade here and just kind of running this all over the lid. I'm not putting this over a primer. A lot of that is I like to see how products perform on their own. I don't have particularly oily eyelids. It's not a problem or a concern for me. From here, I'm gonna go into this next darkest shade. I don't wanna do anything too involved today. I kinda wanna keep this like a light eye look, but we'll see where we end up. The other thing is I want to point out is that I am using Sonia G eye brushes, which to me are like little magic wands. And the minute you're using a really good tool, sometimes that can really make something perform differently than if you were using a different type of tool. But I do feel like, the type of brush that I'm using, it's a natural goat hair brush. It's just a stunning brush, and this little magic wand can make almost anything look good. I'm not saying these don't look good, but I'm saying I'm giving them their best chance today by using my best tools. I'm picking up the darkest brown, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that out here on the outside corner. I'll probably put a little bit of this, well, maybe not. I was gonna say maybe on the lower lash line. I may not do much on the lower lash line today. I may not at all. There are 2 metallic shades in this palette. This is what they look like. I'm kind of curious. I'll swatch the whole thing for you, but this is what they look like. I may start with a little bit of this kind of rusty color, like overlapping the darker brown. Hello. Boy, I'm hardly seeing this, and I'm getting a lot of fallout. I feel like using a brush that's for packing is better for this. This is a very soft formula. Wow. And I'm still getting a ton of fallout under the eye. I don't know. I think the reason I don't pick up Estee Lauder eyeshadows is I just have never liked them. I don't feel like they do particularly good on my eye. And then I'm going to use my finger to pick up the gold shade. Man, these are so lackluster. I feel like the mattes are good. I feel like these metallics are, I feel like this rusty shade does a lot better when I pick it up with my finger than when I pick it up with a brush. But it does need a little bit of blending, but the minute I bring in this really great brush, it just kind of fluffs away. That is a bit of a concern for me, and I feel like no matter what I do, this lighter gold shade here is struggling to apply. So instead of wearing eyeliner today, I'm going to take the black in here on a little smudgy brush, and I am just going to take this right along the lash line. I'm really not trying to turn this into like eyeliner. I mean, you certainly could if you were to use like a setting spray or something like Inglot's Duraline. I just want a little bit of shadow here at the lash line. I don't need it to be sharp or winged or anything. Here's my experience. I have tried eyeliners, mascaras, eyeshadows from Estee Lauder over the last, oh dude, probably 30 years, 35 years, let's say. And they've never been my favorite. They're not the ones that I spend on. I feel like where Estee Lauder really shines, they have beautiful skincare. I feel like they do foundations really well. I feel like certain maybe department store brands or these more legacy brands, they have something they really hang their hat on. And I feel like complexion products like foundations is one of the things that Estee Lauder does really well. I did pick up the new serum tinted foundation from Estee Lauder. I feel like, you know, what they do really well is foundations, and that would make my fourth Estee Lauder foundation. I feel like that says a lot, that there are certain brands that I always go back to for one type of product. And for Estee Lauder, it happens to be their foundation. I feel like they'd make a beautiful foundation. But it's definitely not for the eye products. And I feel like I'm struggling today. Is it going to be okay? Yeah. Am I going to be inspired to reach for this a lot? Not really. They also include a full size of their Sumptuous Extreme Mascara. This is one that I know because I wear a lot of hydration under my eyes. It kind of emulsifies this and I get a lot of smudging down here. My 15-year-old doesn't wear as much hydration under her eyes as I do, so she's gonna love this. I don't even want to crack into it. So let me finish my eyes and we'll be back for some lip products. They do include 2 full-size lip glosses. I think it's interesting that you're not getting a doe foot, you're getting a brush on here. This is the shade Sundrops. Here's the shade Sundrops. This is what it looks like on. It has a little bit of a slight tacky feel. I don't always feel like that's a bad thing. If it's too sticky, I don't like the way it feels on the lips. But sometimes a little bit of a stickiness, not in a bad way, can help keep it in place. I do kind of feel like I am getting a little stringing and pulling with this, and it could be that I over applied, but it could also be that this formula is prone to kind of sticking to itself. So as you talk, you're going to look like you have a little bit of a cheese pull going on, especially if you are, like me, a chronic over applier. The other shade is Ruby Quartz. I'm one of those people who loves a red lip, and this right here is the shade Ruby Quartz. I was sure as I was swiping it on that I saw just a little bit of like a pearl to it. I don't really see it on the lips, and I'm not feeling it all. There's no sense of anything other than like a glossy feel on the lips. I didn't put as much of this one on because it's a darker shade. I feel like with the more nude shades, I am prone to like, let's put on a whole bunch, but I like the way that this looks in this amount that I put on, where it's red, but it's not too red. It does have a little bit of earthiness. I really like this color. Their lipsticks this year are so pretty. I just want you to take a look at the embossing that they have right here on the bullet. They're so pretty. Last year they had snowflakes. This year there are stars on them. And this is the shade Constellation Rose. I always like their Sumptuous Extreme lipsticks. I feel like they're a really beautiful formula. Here's the shade Constellation Rose. This is what it looks like applied on the lips. This kind of makes me, it reminds me a little bit of one of their perennial favorites they always put in gift or in boxes like this, called Rebellious Rose. But I don't feel like it's, I feel like this is just a hair pinker. Maybe I'm wrong in that. This is a really pretty, easy to wear mauve leaning pink. I think this would suit a lot of people. It's also really comfortable on the lips, and as far as cream formulas go, I really like the one from Estee Lauder. Would it be an Estee Lauder Blockbuster without a red lipstick? I don't know. This one's called Starlet Red. Here is the shade Starlet Red. This is what it looks like on. These are both their Sumptuous Extreme Cream formula. What's interesting is that they are now making their lipsticks refillable. I really like that. I don't know that the old components are refillable, but I really like that they're kind of going that way. Blush is refillable at Estee Lauder. Their eyeshadow palettes are, their skincare is refillable. And I feel like making that move towards more sustainability is a good thing. Here are the swatches for the eyeshadow palette. There are 4 mattes and 2 shimmers. Although I feel like these shimmers are showing up a little bit better here, they didn't work that well on the eye. Even picking it up with my finger, I feel like kind of like this rusty tone here is the one that does the best, but it's still almost like, wait, what? Is there anything? And I have a very hard time getting any sort of payoff from this gold shade. I feel like the struggle, especially with these more metallic shades, is after you put them on and you go to blend them, it's like they kind of disappear. It hadn't been that long since I finished my eyes and I felt like I was already losing, you know, pigment. One of the things I always struggle with is at holiday time, all of these special limited edition sets come out and I'm really like instantly intrigued and excited. And especially this one, because I've been seeing this one since I was a kid. And this is like my grown-up kid in a candy store, like, oh my goodness, look at all the things you get. I really, really feel like half of this is gonna be really useful to me. But let me show you the things that I know I individually am not going to use. Don't love this. This isn't my favorite. These are going to my oldest. I also feel like using this one time, I am reminded why I don't purchase Estee Lauder eyeshadows. Can you get a look out of it? Yeah. Is it going to wear all day? I don't think so. And I'm always curious as to whether what they put in gift or purchase with purchase is the same quality as what you would get if you were to get one of their full-size quads that is refillable. I don't know. I haven't picked up one of their newly reformulated quads. I think they reformulated them last year, and Estee Lauder is not where I go for eye makeup. I feel like if you are an Estee Lauder skincare person, here's where your value is. Your full size, you know, face, eye, and serum. I think that's really great. Those are gonna work for me. I'm gonna use those to the very bottom. I feel like these are okay, but I'm probably only gonna reach for this one. There's a good chance I'll use both lipsticks, but I'm definitely gonna opt more for the red because I'm a red lipstick kind of gal. But I really feel like for me, where I'm getting the value is 3 full-size skincare items, and I'm super excited to try this. This is something that I have never tried before, so I guess maybe there's the 4 full-size skincare items there. But there are definitely some things in here that I knew even going into it. These always come in the set. I never use them, but there is someone in my house who will use it. The price for the set is $85, which is the same price as a 1 ounce of the Advanced Night Repair. So for the price of this, you're getting everything else as well. But I always want to remind you that it's only a value if you're going to use it. If you're not going to use it, would it be better for you to just get the one thing you use, or to get a lipstick that you like, or to try the new thing that you haven't tried yet? It would be much more economical for you. I get this set every year. Part of it goes to my daughter, part of it I use myself, and part of it, sadly, and I feel like these are gonna be the ones that are gonna be like, oh, so sorry, no one's gonna love you. I am really reminded, like every time there's an option for the set, do you want face products or eye products? I always opt for the face products because I'll use the blush, highlight, and bronzer. This year, I'm so sad that all they had was eyeshadows. That's just me. I feel like what kind of makes up for the lackluster eyeshadows is this right here. Oh my goodness. I love a velvet bag, and this one is stunning. The other thing that's really great about this is that this bag is made out of recycled products. I think that's really a great thing to do. And they're also not using plastic inserts. So the insert that was holding everything in here was cardboard. I really like their move towards more sustainability. I think that's important. And this right here, I feel like I'm not mad about this because this is so good. Thank you so much for watching today. I would love to know, first of all, are you an Estee Lauder fan? And if you are, what's your favorite product from Estee Lauder? It could be skincare, it could be fragrance, it could be makeup. Tell me what it is. But if you're not, do holiday sets like this, these really big bundled valued sets with full-size products. Do they pull you in? I feel like if you're an Estee Lauder skincare person, this set makes so much sense financially because you're getting a lot of full-size, 5 full-size skincare options in here for the price of one of their serums. If you're a makeup lover, there's the mascara, the palette, 2 lip glosses and 2 lipsticks. I feel like they do beautiful lip products, but I'm not sure that I would be recommending this to you for the makeup products unless you absolutely have to have like the lipsticks or the lip gloss. I feel like it would be much better for you to purchase your favorite mascara. It may not be this one from Estee Lauder, or to try the one lipstick that you want. Don't buy it just for the makeup. I feel like this year, this is not the year to say, get it for the makeup is so good. I feel like the lip products are nice, but that eyeshadow palette really let me down. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you getting it? Are you planning to get it? Does someone always give it to you as a gift? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.